I can hear the words you speak when the west wind whispers. I can hear your voice ring clear in the evergreens. Am I who you thought I'd be?
For the very
Am I
best in
what you
music,
pictured?
information, entertainment, and
Did you
education.
have me standing
Stay locked onto
here in
Unicorn
your
Radio
wildest
International, 103.5 FM.
Oh, just like a memory, you never let.
Morning, Malabites and Malabresses, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, mummies and daddies. You are tuned into Unicorn 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Time check is 32 minutes past the hour of 7, and you already know what time it is. It's time for the Morning Bus Show right here on Unicorn 103.5 FM. The Morning Bus Show is that show that gives you all the updates of all the information, all the education that you need to start your day right. How are you feeling this morning? Today is the 17th day in the month of June 2026. How are you feeling? It's a Wednesday, beautiful Wednesday morning. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good. How did you wake up and how did you sleep? Did you sleep good? Did you wake up good? Did you wake up on the right side of the bed? Did you wake up feeling optimistic or you woke up feeling tired? And how did you sleep as well? I hope that you had a good night's rest. It was a cold night yesterday, so I believe that every single person, tried their best to have a very decent and blissful sleep. My name is Igwe Vine Henschel. They call me Spies off the Airwaves, and I'm your morning companion right here on the Morning Bus Show. I'm here to escort you as you get through your day, whether you're going to work, going to school, if you're going, running an errand or, going to your business places, whatever you are doing, my job is just to keep you company. My job is to feed you with all the information, all the updates that you need to start your day feeling informed, feeling, very, very, very much in the loop of things. Like you already know, I don't do this alone. I do this with the amazing Obi Thompson, and he's here in the studio, and we are here to ensure that we give you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Good morning, Thompson, and welcome on the show. How are you feeling today?
Good morning, Vine. Good morning, Malabites and Malabrases. I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling very grateful for another amazing Wednesday. Now, thank God it's Wednesday already, and then just a lot of persons who just like it's half of the working week already, and then preparing for a long term vacation for you know I actually call it a long-term vacation for the weekend and all of that. So it's such a beautiful time to be here once again. And then turning to you, how are you doing and what happened last night?
What
Let me
was
not
it?
say how
What
was your
what
night?
what happened last night? Anyway, I'm good. I'm feeling
Okay.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new day. I always love it when it's a new day. I'm
Okay.
a morning person, and that's one thing I've come to come in terms with. I'm a morning person.
Hmm.
I function better in the morning. I'm more energetic in the morning. Yes, and that's the
Okay.
funny thing is I never used to be a morning person. That's
Okay.
the funny thing. I never used to be a morning person.
Okay.
I was that kind of person that maybe a night person. That's who
Mm.
I was, a night person. But over the
What
past
transformed
years,
you? Okay.
maybe my job, I guess. That's one of the things that really transformed me because I had to
Okay.
wake up very early, come to
Early.
work very early. So I
Okay.
think that was the paradigm shift that just transformed me from a night person to a morning person. So now,
When I hear you say paradigm, I just remember Professor Celestine Obasi back then when he was handling us in school. Well,
some sounds like a professor. Okay,
he
I'll take
never
that as a compliment.
yeah, he never run through the entire lesson without just letting you know that there are paradigms,
Mm.
for you to look at things the way it should ought to be. And well, it is such a beautiful time to be here once again. It's good that you're actually changing. So it means one thing that remains constant is
It's
change.
changed because
Okay.
like you just took the words out of my mouth because in my head I'm like, what if another thing comes up and now turns me back into a night person
Okay.
or makes me an afternoon person? So change is the only constant thing at the end of the day. But
Okay.
anyway, how do you sleep? But like I said, it was very cold night.
Mhm.
I was expecting it to be hot. I don't know why, but for some reason I had expectations that the nights would be very restless and hot. But to my utmost surprise, it
Were
was
you
very cold.
expecting a cut from someone?
A what?
A cut from someone.
Cord?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm
Okay.
following.
Okay. So I think let me use the straight word. Okay. Were you
Mm.
expecting to have a nap with someone?
Have a nap with someone? No.
Okay. So were you expecting to go on a night date with someone?
No.
No.
It's night, Thompson.
Okay.
I work into the night. So what's
That's
my business with
fine.
all that one?
That's fine.
I
That's
beg
fine.
go, please. I beg go.
Okay.
I don't know. I just felt like the afternoon was not as cold, so I just
Okay.
expected that maybe the night would be worse. But it turns out the night was very cold. Right, I
Yeah.
had to
It
even
was really
use a
cool.
duvet
Yeah.
over myself. That's how cold it was at night. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm grateful for the weather. I'm grateful that it enabled me sleep a lot.
Okay.
Well, a
That's
lot as in
fantastic.
4 hours. That's it.
Mm.
That's a lot. 4 hours.
A
that's
lot. 4 hours.
that's
No,
the
no, no, no,
maximum
no,
I
no.
get
No. 4
every
hours.
single day.
4 hours is too small.
Oh, it is.
Compared to
It
the
is.
level of things you do, your level of engagement. So it means you literally need more time to sleep.
I
That
do.
is
I
just it.
do
So
need more time to
just
sleep.
4 hours
I
is
can't get
excellently
enough.
very poor.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. I tell myself that every day. But
Okay.
when you tell yourself something and you don't have a solution, right? You've identified the problem, but you cannot find the solution because
But I've read some books that the Lord gave no commandment unto the children of men except that He will profile a solution to them. So I think there are a lot of solutions, but you do not really want to key into that. So I
maybe I've
think,
not
and then at the end of the
explored.
day, we pray and say, "Let Thy will be done, and not my will." So if you want the will of God to be done, when it is 7, please sleep and wake up when
When
the
it's
cock crows in the
I would
morning.
I would love that. I would love to sleep when
Okay.
it's 7 o'clock. But guess what? I have a job to do. So
Uh,
if I
That's
sleep by 7
interesting.
o'clock, there will not be any story for us to talk about on the show.
Oh.
That's it. So I make the sacrifice just so that I can sleep by 7 a.m. I mean 7 p.m. I make the sacrifices, okay? So please give me my flowers and put some respect on my name. Anyway, Sharon just walked into the studio this
Okay.
morning. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning, guys. I heard you
Okay.
guys arguing for me. And I was like, what are these men doing now? Yo. I heard you guys and I was like, what? And I heard how about you? How's your night? I was like, Tom's going somewhere with this.
See problem.
Tom's is going somewhere
He said,
with this.
I'm funny how he was trying to navigate out.
I know. I was not trying. I actually did. I navigated out of it because I will not be caught in your web. Never. Never.
Anyways, I'm doing good. I'm sorry I came late. My driver
Yeah.
decided he
Give
was
us
late.
story. Give us
Okay.
something.
No, he came late. I came out by around past 7:05. I can remember well. And I called him. He was like, normally he would have left me, but I called him. He was like, he's still coming. I said, are you serious? It's like time has gone. Time has gone. But I just had to calm down, and I didn't want to be agitated.
It's good
But I
that you
did
have
have
a
the
PD.
strength.
So
Personal driver,
and then
Did you?
that's
Wait,
interesting.
hold on.
Okay.
Please, you would have
Okay.
called
Hold
chauffeur
on.
or something.
Okay.
Hold on. This is the first time in my life, as a matter of fact, the first person in my bloodline to hear that personal
PD.
driver has an An acronym.
Acronym.
I'm the first person in my bloodline to know that. Jesus.
I need to hold on to it. But they are abbreviating everything now, so I mean, we hold on to it.
Yeah.
That abbreviation thing actually takes me off most of the times because I'm like, why are you making me do word on scramble?
Some
in
are
my
actually
DM?
very unnecessary, especially when you text in my DM. I'm sorry,
It's
I will
like
not respond to you.
SMH. I thought that it was somehow. And I said, no, it's
It's
shaking
my head. May your head keep shaking.
May your head keep
because
shaking.
Like,
there's
why
a problem with
why
you.
y'all making me feel very, very old? Like your autocorrect, I mean, your keyboard will help you suggest things to type. Why are you typing
Sometimes
in
even when
abbreviation?
you look up this acronyms, right? They are not standard acronyms.
They're not.
And you now have to now ask somebody who is, text acronym inclined to help you, translate what it means. And they'll tell you, it's just.
I had to post. I was like, you people should stop this. If you reach my DM, talk like somebody that went to school. Don't
Funny
be
how
talking
a
like
lot of them have started writing that in the exams. Yeah, if you look at a lot of scripts,
You will fail in a
will
way
see-
that
You fail
will
woefully.
please
if
the
I'm
Lord.
marking that, trust me, you fail. And some are so used to it that man, they wouldn't write a complete sentence without using those abbreviations. Okay,
It's
and
pathetic,
then
honestly.
and funny how they will make it seem as if it's their right.
Well, you know the thing is, there was a time. Let's be honest.
Okay.
There was a time it was
era.
a thing. Facebook era.
Yeah.
I'm talking 2015, 20. It was a thing.
Yeah.
Everybody literally communicated in shorthand.
How are you?
It's
HWR.
Okay. How?
No, sorry.
H-
How are you? HWRU.
HWRU.
And I'm like,
And there's a punctuation. No? That's the annoying part. I was going through, old Facebook conversations I had with people in 2014, 2015. I'm like, the shame that I felt.
covered.
We went through a lot.
Covered.
Oh God! When
Jesus.
when
We went
when
through
the
a
Bible
lot.
said Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt, it was a pillar of shame that I turned into when I
overcame
went
you.
through. I'm like, it was me.
I saw me and my friend were reading our comments, our chats on Facebook, like earlier on. I was like, wait, so this is how we used to talk. Child, I look at
And the
like,
thing is, what
you are
changed?
disappointed.
What actually changed?
We had sense. We grew up. We grew up.
Indeed.
Because there was need to talk. There's a very huge need to talk very smart and present yourself properly.
And punctuate when you type.
Yeah.
Because
Please.
I can't be typing. There's no how. When you type like this, when you want to send an official message, you put it
encrypting.
inside.
True.
You
And
put it inside.
that's why during exams it gets to a point where they say what you have to take your time to dot your T's and then put your necessary dot your I's, dot your T's,
Those
and
are the
all of
reasons
that.
for
So you
formal
don't have
letters.
to,
We didn't realize it.
yeah. So I think it's quite important that people generally should know when to use those things and know when not to use those abbreviations because it literally do not go a long way to help others. Like I see somebody in exams they're writing ASAP, like ASAP, and then the first time I saw that was what's the meaning of this? As soon as possible, man. Come on, write. Why? What's gonna take you to write this in
The time
full
I knew
and
it was
simple, right?
bad for me was when I was trying to type a message to one of my bosses then, and I couldn't compose the sentence properly without using an abbreviation. And my mom hates, like, when my mom studied English amongst other languages. She was somebody that she did not like pidgin English in our house. He did not speak
I never
pidgin.
spoke pidgin until an adult.
Exactly.
When I became an adult, it was never allowed. You
It didn't speak
dare
pidgin.
not.
It even sounds weird in my mouth if I try
True.
to do it.
Yes.
And then she hated vernacular words. Like when she would say, stop using stop using like in your sentences. Talk like somebody that went to school. I went to extensive school. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Even now, like on calls, she would tell me, don't talk like this. She would interrupt me. Why are you saying this repeatedly? She'd be like, stop saying now. Stop saying.
Yeah.
She would tell me that till now because I that's the reminder that you have to actually speak properly.
Yeah.
And compose your words well because we are not gotten used to it that we don't even realize that some things that we say are not things that
Just-
in the dictionary.
And even in
Just aside
conversation, I saw, I heard my neighbors just yesterday, and then a little boy was always using the word da as when he says,
That
and the
thing
next thing he
annoys
said
me.
da. Somebody said,
That thing
it
annoys
seems like
me.
it is because he's staying from this part of the state. That is why.
If you use it with the
This is
language,
why.
it's different. But you're speaking
English.
English on your own.
Yeah.
Everything da.
Where does it come in? Like, at what point does it come in? And sometimes people use some words
Okay.
because they like the word, right? They use it in their everyday sentences
Yeah.
and it doesn't belong there. Imagine somebody asking you, "What is your name?" I think. You think what?
I
You think
guess.
what?
I guess.
Like
My name
what?
probably
What
is-
exactly are you thinking? You know that thing where somebody asks you every little thing is, "Oh, I think," and they ask you your name. I think there's a colleague that does something, and I'm like, every time I try to tell him this is unnecessary,
Okay.
where every sentence has apparently. There's apparently in every sentence. My brother, no, it's not done that way.
colleague there.
Like there's always apparently in every sentence. Whether it's needed or not, there's apparently. Like you will find it there.
No, they like throw shade for this office. Jesus.
You will find it there regardless. That's tell him, see, let's just calm down. Like
Okay.
let's
For me,
calm
before it
down.
was basically like I'll be like
Yes.
basically,
Or literally.
literally, exactly, literally. Even though I want to, if I want to make a bar, I'll be like so basic. So it's everybody, yeah. But
See, right, when you say basically, I
Mm.
just know that you're about to say rubbish. So that's just if you just say basically, I'm bracing myself up for something very silly. That's just it.
Wait, I've
That's
seen you
just
finish.
it. Anyway, at the end of the day, we should try to speak well. We should try to, type well as well, because tomorrow you might want to type an application letter or something that will change your
Yeah.
life,
Mm.
and you ruin it with your shorthand texting. I woke up this morning, I saw a message, somebody said SUP, SUP. I'm like, is your father that you
SUP?
wanted? I'm telling you,
I've seen
I was so
XUP.
pissed. Like, why would I wake up and that's the first thing I'm seeing? I was so pissed.
Your message will just go. Like, it
that's
will just
gone.
go. I saw XUP one time like that.
In 2026.
XUP.
In
I was like,
2026. God
So
will
what
judge
should I?
you.
How will I reply?
What
this
should I
now?
tell you now?
What will I
Please
tell you?
type properly, speak properly. There's no
Yeah.
speaking broken English or speaking like you're a retard doesn't take you anywhere. It's not a flex.
When my
Speak
friend
well.
did it one time like that, I told him, Oga, you went to 2 private schools. you are in a private university. Don't do this
A
thing.
shame for you.
Don't do this thing. Type in full. Let me
Mm.
understand what
It's
you're
no
saying.
long-
Don't
it's no longer
confuse
a
me.
cool thing to type shorthand. It's-
'Cause I still don't know
really-
some of these
It's really not
applications.
cool. So please ensure that you
Please.
type in full, punctuate it as well, so that it helps the other person read what you're saying well. Anyway, what is happening in your area this morning? Let us know. Is there a light in your area? What is the refuse situation? I will never be tired of this particular question. What's the refuse situation in your area this morning? Let us know. 0809 4444058. I'll take that again. 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. Now, yesterday I wanted to say something,
Okay.
but the devil wanted to shut me up when we had the technical glitch. But I'm here again today, hill and hearty, and I'll say it. So, during the democracy service last week,
Okay.
the deputy governor was in attendance. I think the governor was not able to make it, so he sends his deputy to represent him. And when the reverend was giving his sermon, I think towards the end of his sermon, he made an appeal to the deputy governor and said, Calabar is becoming too dirty. The amount of refuse on the road is appalling.
I like how they take
Can
out for
you
there.
please do something about it? So now it goes to show you that it's not just us on radio,
That
us
is
in the,
affected.
on the media that talk about it, right? People are seeing this thing, and some of them are waiting for the perfect opportunity to actually, talk about it. Because, like I used to say, it was never like this. As much as yes, we experienced something even worse during the last administration. Sometimes
Yeah.
you pass roads and you're like, what?
Roads. The middle of I remember the middle of a tagbo. You know that axis that Akim axis towards the tagbo.
Yes.
That middle there was refuse.
I will never
Everywhere. I was like, what's this
forget
thing doing here?
what the governor said that time. He said the
We have
reason
too
why
much
there's a lot of refuse on the roads because there's so much food in Cross River State. That's why. Wow. Speaking
my
of
goodness.
being media savvy, wow.
Yeah.
Such a well constructed nonsense. Like, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's exactly what you get when we tend to cover up the government. We tend to play politics with everything. We plan to play politics with the life of our citizens. Okay, now if you look at a lot of things that's happened in the state, these are things that like I keep saying, this is not your personal money. This is our state's money.
I think
This
they
is our
fail to
funds.
understand
This is our
that.
task. Okay, so we shouldn't be begging you to do these things. These are things that now, you definitely leave office and return back again to the same street that you were once, driving on convoy or maybe flying all over and all of that. You still return back to the same street. So I think it's quite important we behave as if this is our state and this is our resources. So we must have to use it, to take care of. You're just talking about here. What happened to around Wanse Lane and thereabout? I
Oh, you
think
need to
there is
see
a
it once,
place.
guys. You need to
Man,
see it once. I think I
before now
think I
it
think
was
Kuda
really
office is
ridiculous.
there.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
Hey, well.
Kuda office is there.
Oh,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
interesting.
You know that dump at Lemna?
Yeah.
I think the annex is the
Okay.
one say.
That's
Gosh.
one
It's
scared.
so like every time I pass, I'm like, why?
Hey.
I told you that there's somebody in that street that she had to close down her shop because her shop literally turned to a
Refuse
refuse dump. Like, is that bad? And is it that the people responsible, the people saddled with this responsibility of packing this refuse, they're not aware that these things are happening. The thing is, I believe
The person that was that came up with a post some days ago with a flyer that
they
if you
should.
see dustbin report this and all of
I
that. I
have
don't
my
know.
comment about
I
about
don't know
reserve
if
it
that person is a new SSA or SA
on Kuda
on
matters
Kuda
or
matter or
refuse.
dustbin refuge matters and all of that. So I think this person could do us a favor, rather than asking Crossbarians to do that. He or she
How many
should
reports
literally
on a
go
daily
out
I
on
there,
said,
radio
I said,
on
and do
social
all of
media? How
that.
many
Yeah.
reports
I
have been
said,
made?
if they are able to place these receptacles in the places that they are right now, they are able to move to where those dump sites are.
Okay.
Because I know
Aside
they know where the
moving,
receptacles
aside
are.
moving, there should be a schedule, right?
Mm.
Like I said, I will say this till that kingdom come. If the government could come up with a policy that says only dump refuse from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. There can be a policy that says after every 2 days, ensure that all the receptacles are empty. Don't just make policies that just affects people. Also make policies that also, holds you, the government, accountable.
Yeah.
As a person, handling Kuda or Ministry of Environment, ensure that there should be a policy that says after every 2 days, I want to walk around Calabar and see that all the receptacles are
cleared.
empty. But this one is to take months, weeks
You go
before.
beg, tire.
And you're now saying you now came up with a flyer and said if you see refuse reports, how many reports have been made on social media? How many reports have been made on radio? So is that not enough? Is that not enough? And the funny thing is that these people are willing to work. That's the funny thing. But I don't know what the problem is. These Koda people there, when you see them packing refuse, as much as I'm disturbed sometimes,
They're
because
so happy.
no, I'm disturbed.
Willing,
Their happiness bothers me.
excited.
It bothers me because they are not kitted. There's
Okay.
no protective gear whatsoever. And it bothers me because this job is very hazardous. Very, very hazardous. The least that they can be provided with is nose mask, gloves, boots, just so that they can be protected, because they can be caught by any sharp object and get infected, and all this, and what they are inhaling is not good for their body. But regardless, they do their jobs, with so much alacrity and so much enthusiasm that imagine people like that, you still go ahead to owe them or go ahead to pay them something that is very mediocre. Come on. We can do better. We really, really can do better.
better.
Anyway, let us know what's happening in the area this morning. 0809 4444058. I'll take it again. 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. Time check is 52 minutes past the hour of 7, and we're going back to the music right now. When we come back, we're moving straight to the weather focus segment right here on the show. I'll leave in the hands of Ruth B. This one says Dandelions. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. simply relax and enjoy the journey. With Abito Ferry, your safety is our priority and your comfort is our promise. Whether it's a private charter, a cruise, a photo shoot, a birthday, or a wedding celebration on the water, every experience is designed to feel special. To book, simply visit our website at www.abitoferry.com or call 070-77-600-307 or 070-7740-4553. You can also email us at info.abitoferryservices@gmail.com or contact us at Abito Ferry across all social media platforms. And if you are a Unical student, here is something special for you. The first 26 students to book get an exclusive discount. Call us or visit our office to claim yours. Abito Ferry Services, sail in comfort, arrive in style.
Where's the DJ? Where's the person setting up the screen? Guests are arriving and nothing has been set up. What's all this?
Eka, calm down. Sit
Don't
down.
tell me to sit down, Bob.
I said just sit.
Guests are arriving and the MC's mic is not even working. Where's the projector? The photographer is not.
Eka, just relax. I'm calling Event IQ.
Who?
Thank you for contacting Event IQ. We are already on our way.
How did
I
they?
told you now. With Event IQ, expect smart events and seamless experiences.
Event IQ, your complete event partner. Sound, lights, LED visuals with Got It. Drone, live stream, DJ, MCs with Got It. Red carpet, photography, videography, you name it. With Got It. Virtual, hybrid, or physical, end to end. Event IQ got you. Event IQ by Unical Radio. Smart events, seamless experiences.
Unical 103.5 FM, bringing to you entertainment, infotainment, and edutainment all round the clock with profound, trusted, and reliable hosts. Stay posted by tuning on to your radio 103.5 FM or visit our website at yrka.org/Unical Radio. Unical Radio, education beyond barriers.
The best radio station in the world.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM.
I won't lie to you. I know he's just not right for you. And you could tell me if I'm off, but I see it on your face when you say that he's the one that you want. And you're spending all your time in this wrong situation, and anytime you want it to stop, I know I can treat you better than he can. And any girl like you deserves a gentleman. Tell me, why are we wasting time on all your wasted crime when you should be with me instead? I know I can treat you better than he can. I'll stop time for you the second you say you'd like me to. I just wanna give you the loving that you're missing, baby. Just to wake up with you will be everything I need, and this could be so different. Tell me what you want to do, 'cause I know I can treat you
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International, 103.5
Tell me, why are we
FM.
wasting time on all your wasted crime when you should be with me instead? I know I can treat you.
here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it ADU Infotainment. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the weather focus segment. Now, like I said earlier, today is Wednesday, the 17th day in the month of June 2026. Calabar is expected to experience a warm and humid day with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms, especially from late morning into the afternoon. Temperatures will range between 23 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius with high humidity throughout the day. Now, in the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., temperature will range from 23 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. The weather condition will be mostly cloudy with scattered showers. Now, the rain chance will be 60 to 80%. Now, the tip for the morning is if you're heading out early, carry an umbrella or raincoat as intermittent rainfall is likely. Now, in the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperature will range from 29 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. The weather conditions for the afternoon is warm and humid with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. The rain chance will be around 80 to 90%. The tip for the afternoon is expect wet roads and possible traffic delays. Outdoor activities may be interrupted by heavy showers. Now, in the evening, from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., temperature will range from 24 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. The condition for the evening is cloudy with lingering showers gradually easing later in the night. The rain chance will be around 40 to 60%. Now, the tip for the evening is evening commuters should still prepare for occasional rainfall. Now, the general summary for the whole day is temperature will range from 3 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. The rainfall probability is around high throughout the day, especially afternoon hours. Now, the general summary for today is keep an umbrella handy, allow extra travel time, and stay alert for localized flooding in low-lying areas due to persistent rainfall. And there you have it. That is the weather forecast for you this morning. Ensure that you plan your day accordingly. Ensure that you carry an umbrella, a raincoat, anything that keeps you protected from the rain. Now, a few years ago, there's something that women used to do that always amused me, by the way. So when it's raining, they look for a nylon. No, they use a polythene bag and just cover it on their head. I'm like, wow.
My mom told me that thing. I didn't understand why.
I still don't understand up until now.
Well,
like they'll just cover it on their head and walk on that. They don't mind walking under the rain, but the hair is a priority. So they just look for some. They can go into any shop and just get a polythene bag from someone.
I would understand if it's braids, but I was on weaving then. What's my business with polythene bag? I walk under the rain.
So that the hair will not smell, I guess.
No, it's weaving. So I can easily come out and it's dry by itself. You can easily dry it if you want to.
First of all, you have to protect water from entering your bare hair because of what town drop. Yeah, we call it town drop, and then and all of those kind of yama things. Usually you're a woman now, and sometimes when you look at your hair, it's like, oh, this is good, this is fine.
That's what causes dandruff, by the way. In fact, they interrupted me. That's not what causes dandruff.
So that is it. So
and if it's only a threat if it's braids, because then the hair will get the water will get inside, and you'll not be able to air will not be able to penetrate those places enough to get the water out. And then with the mix of oils, conditioners, it's now develop one smell that may not be pleasant, and that's why we should cover it from water. But if you're on things like twists, weaving, I don't.
These days, it doesn't even happen anymore. I've not seen that in a long time.
I
think people would just prefer to stay one place now. Yes, I think people prefer that now compared to using a polythene bag. But you're like, you look like clowns. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How would it? She put the hand.
Yes. It looked really funny. Please, when it's raining, just look for shelter. Stand there until the rain subsides before you continue your journey. Please plan a day accordingly. Carry an umbrella and a raincoat just in case the rain meets you outside. Well, that's how much you can take on the weather forecast segment right here on the morning bars on Unico 103.5 FM. We'll go back to the music. When we come back, Obi Thompson will take us through the exchange rate segment. I'll leave it in the hands of Chike. This one says, "Beautiful people." Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. Unicorn 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it ADU Infotainment. While on the break, Thompson was having a problem with me playing Chike's song, and I told him that don't worry, you're safe. Until you get married, then you can have a problem. But for now, you don't have anything to worry about.
See, why I
You don't
told them
have
that
it. You don't have anything.
once you're not married, you're very single.
You don't have anything to worry
99%
about.
single.
Don't
Forget I'm in a
worry.
relationship, blah blah. Okay, let's not even dive there.
You're confused.
Why?
Well, keep being under the rock, my
Why?
darling.
Just be confused.
Why are you saying that?
He doesn't have anything to worry about for
Yeah.
now.
Because he's not married.
Yes.
People will come for you.
I
don't
am
worry.
single.
No, when he's married, then he can worry about
Somewhere
a
in that-
Chike. Yes. If you get the context now.
No, I understand the context.
Let's
but it's
talk
just
about
the
how much
statement
it's
that
going to
was
cost you
made.
to get married. Don't worry.
No,
Let's
he's
talk about
worried
how much.
he's worried about Chike now. Like he has a problem with me playing Chike song. And I'm saying, don't worry, like you can enjoy it now. When you're married, then you
worry
can have a
about.
problem. But now you have nothing to worry about. Anyway, Thompson, it's time for us to know what the exchange rates are this morning. So please do us the
Then my
honors of
comment.
telling us what the exchange rates are today.
Okay, so right away here we bring you to that morning bus segment where you and I should know how to spend our money wisely, especially when you're preparing to get married this weekend. And then today is Wednesday. A lot of persons will be like, yeah, woman crush Wednesday. I'm not hearing
Oh,
that in
Christ
trending
have
these days.
mercy.
All of that, blah blah blah.
You
blah,
guys
blah.
should grow up. Just
Yeah.
grow up.
Okay, so how much is gonna cost you to post their photos on your statues, change your DP and bear the pains when it doesn't go the way you want it to be. But don't forget that first we
But
start
why?
with,
Is it this thing of being single? I don't understand. Why are you attacking people that
No, it's not an
I-
attack. I share your sentiments, my brother.
Thank
It's
you.
not an
I
attack.
share it too though, but I'm not bitter about it.
to whom it may concern. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the Danish crown. Don't forget that just one Danish crown is costing Nigeria so much money, 211 naira. And then one Swiss franc is costing Nigeria 1,714 naira. And then one Saudi Riyal is costing Nigeria 362 naira. And then one West African CFA is costing Nigeria just 2 naira. And then one Japanese yen is costing Nigeria just 8 naira. And then one Chinese yuan is costing Nigeria 201 naira. Just one South African rand is costing Nigeria 84 naira, and then just one pound sterling is costing Nigeria 1,824 naira, and then one euro is costing Nigeria so much money, 1,577 naira. And then one US dollar is costing Nigeria 1,359 naira. So despite the fact that oil price have actually dropped down, courtesy of the recent agreement signed between US and Iran, but still we're still having Naira still struggling with all of these currencies. I trust we can do better, despite the fact that Dangote have said, hey, look, we need to relax the high cost of fuel down to 1,100 and something naira. We're still having our currency battling with other currencies. So, well, you've heard it from me there. If you want to go buy a new car, you want to buy new hair for your friends, for your single friends, that you want to pay bills, you want to do anything, and don't forget that's pretty much is going to cost you to do all of this if you're buying them in other currencies.
All right, thank you very much, Thompson, for that one. You've heard the exchange rate today. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the national holiday segment. I'll leave you in the hands of Thames. This one says, "No woman, no cry." Stay very close to your radio sets. We'll be back before you know it. That music break, that was No Woman, No Cry by Terms. It's still the Morning Bus Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the national holiday segment. Today, like I said, is the 17th day in the month of June 2026. Now, the first national holiday we have is Global Garbage Man Day. Global Garbage Man Day. We spoke about the, as much as we don't call them garbage men here in Calabar, in Nigeria, right? We talk about the Kuda guys that go around, collecting refuse and stuff.
Wow.
Today is their day, right? Like I said earlier, that job is a very hazardous job. Now, if you look at other countries, you see how well kitted these people are, and they are prioritized in terms of their allowances, their salaries, their stipends, and
Their
all that.
welfare generally,
Generally,
yeah.
it's being prioritized. But we
Exactly.
cannot say same in Nigeria,
Ah,
and
don't
it's
dare
a
it.
job that not everybody can do.
Can do,
That's the
yeah.
funny thing.
And
Not
funny
everybody can
how
do that
most
job.
of our people here in Nigeria, they acquire PhD, acquire all sort of degrees here, but go to a foreign land and do the same job. They can never ever in their lifetime even try to stand close to that dozen for 1
And
hour.
also, one thing
you
I've
know.
noticed is
Yeah.
that they value everyone that is in their system. It's not everyone that will do high paying jobs. It's not everybody that will do. It's not everybody that will be in one sector. Everybody works together to make the society move forward, and we tend to look down on these guys. And they do their work with so much. I said I was passing a receptacle while I was going to somewhere, and these guys were like, "Ah, fine girl, how far?" I was like, "Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon," because I was just so happy. I resonated the same happiness with them, and they were like, you look very, very nice. Go come, that kind of thing. They were talking to me like, mellow, while they were
Yeah.
doing what they were doing. And it's the fact that they enjoy what they do. In what is it? Is it CRS in secondary school? They taught us dignity of labor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Social studies.
we shouldn't look. I was CRS for us.
Oh, really?
We shouldn't look down. And then I think they brought Bible characters.
Oh.
Yeah, that helped kings and queens, stuff like that.
Mm.
We shouldn't look down on these set of individuals because they do a lot. You don't know where your garbage goes to some certain extent, but these set of individuals help you clear it out of these places, even though they are not encouraged to. But the fact that
I'm itching, and when
Yeah.
I'm itching to know how much these guys are getting paid, and I'm going to find out that information.
Ah,
Trust me. And I'll bring it to this
It
radio.
will be surprising how it won't be up to the minimum wage we're
I
talking
think,
about
don't
here.
worry. I'll
Yeah.
find out the information
So-
and
So,
get back to you
Just
guys.
like we heard
We-
that from the Commissioner of Health, I think these guys should also be considered under the circumstances surrounding how much they're
They should
gonna
also
pay and
have
their
health
welfare.
insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
They should have health
Mm,
insurance. Yes,
yeah.
they should have
They
health
should be
insurance.
encouraged in every little way they can. Even at some point, don't look down on them because there's people that will just stay and rain down insults on them because of what they are doing, which
Yeah.
makes absolutely no sense and is unnecessary. So as much as possible, do not look down on this set of individuals. They are helping you. They are helping you. Even go to the one that sweep our environments and help
Yeah.
clear them too. Some people look down on them. That's an old lady was sweeping the floor, and this individual, this very blessed individual, dumped what he was eating on the floor.
Well, some people just always feel the need to be
People told him,
condescending,
"Oga,
to
pick
be
that thing up."
petty, to be really silly.
And
People just have
I
that-
was
they have
pissed
that
off.
feeling.
But I
Mm.
was on the other side of the road. I was pissed off. If we had told him, if I was there, I would have told him, "Can you pick this thing up? This lady sweeping this place."
When I see those women sweeping, like even to walk in that place,
It
I'm
aches
scared
me.
because I'm like,
to be
please,
called.
let me not come and annoy you. You
Mm.
get?
Yeah.
Because
And
I know
then
how
if,
it
as I'm
feels.
passing, I'll tell them, sorry,
Yes.
sorry, ma, as I'm passing. And I tell them, well done, ma, greet them. At least pass them. But this ones, there's some people that just have this bad character rooted in them, this rudeness, this sauciness, dirty,
Like,
very dirty character
People
rooted in
just
them.
feel the need to be mean
Do you
for
understand?
no reason.
And the funny thing is that these set of individuals help. They do a lot of. You see the small things that we neglect.
Mm.
If we have, like, we are now complaining of garbages now. If they don't actually clear at all,
Mm.
and the city is overflowing with
We are the ones that will
garbage,
be affected.
we're the ones that will be affected.
Mm.
At the end of the day. And you will now be still calling for these said individuals to sweep the floor. So as much as possible, appreciate them. You don't even have to give them anything. Just pass and appreciate the fact that they are doing this work. Don't be saucy to them. Don't
Mm,
be mean to them.
mm.
I mean, the world is better if everybody is kind. There's no use. There's no need in being rude or mean to someone, especially somebody that is trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
That is in one place and trying to make ends meet with what they are doing. So please, if you are not going to add happiness to the person, just walk away.
Yeah.
Walk past.
Don't piss the person off.
Exactly.
Don't be condescending to the person as well. Anyway, the next national holiday we have is Nursing Assistant Day. Nursing assistant, and I think we've spoken about
talked
Yeah,
about
we
this,
have.
before.
before.
Yeah, if you're a nursing assistant, big shout out to you. Ensure that you enjoy today. Ensure
Yeah.
that you get all the best treatments today. Like I always say, working in the health sector is a very tasking job. No matter what level, as a nurse, as a doctor, as a medical lab scientist, as a mortician, whatever
Radiography.
you are, right? It's actually a very, very, very tedious job. So it pains me that I see sometimes you're not being treated well in terms of the allowances. But thanks to the governor of Cross River State, all the health workers in Cross River State now have a salary raise of 100%.
100%.
That's really commendable. Anyway, moving on, we have World Day to combat desertification and droughts. World Day to combat desertification and drought. Now, some ways to ensure that we combat desertification is to plant trees. That's afforestation, or
Yeah.
replant trees. That's reforestation.
Reforestation.
Now I've realized that there are people that take pleasure in cutting down trees, unauthorized cutting down of trees. Do you know what the trees are doing for us? I don't see. I feel like when we have more literacy on things like this, right? People would make better informed choices.
Yeah.
It's not just when it's World Environment Day, you do essay and do competition. I'm talking to you, sir.
I'm listening. That's
Very-
why I'm
very,
I'm
very good.
I'm all, yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
You can also do like campaigns, awareness, so people know the importance of certain environmental factors, so that when they are making choices, they can make informed choices. Some people don't know that cutting down trees is detrimental to the environment. Some people are very oblivious of that. They don't know.
So that's
to the ones that
that's why for me
know.
I keep saying that. What's the role of the director of welfare? Okay, in the school. Let's come back to Unica, for instance. If you look around our walkways, you could discover that most of these trees have been hewn down. So far so good. Have you walked around and noticed any new plants, tree planting, and all of that? Now they could pick it as an exercise as a student union government body and say, look, we want to plant tree. Every student, courtesy of either using the Faculty of Agriculture to know the best trees that could be planted that will give us a good look and all of that. As we prepare for, how do they call it, the Nuga game, we want to see our visitors coming to appreciate, first of all, the environment that we find ourselves. Don't forget that Unica won in this environmental day, this
Yeah, you
and
said
that and
so.
all of that. So we want to see it being translated into reality. We want to look at the school environments, and from far you could see that, yeah, okay, well, we deserve all of these, and all of that. So I think we could start within the university. There are lots of trees that need to be hewn down. There are lots of places we need to plant new trees.
And like I said, the trees help a lot. I think if people are aware of the importance of these trees, they will not, illegally
Hewn them down.
Exactly.
And if there are also punishment for those who cut down trees illegally, a lot of these things will not happen.
On paper,
Yeah.
there is, but implementation.
In reality,
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, we have National Mascots Day. National Mascots is how mascots have become a very huge part of weddings in Nigeria. There was never a time that you go for a wedding in Nigeria and see a mascot, but now we go to weddings and we see the gorilla. Is it gorilla man? They call it.
Yeah.
That thing scares me till tomorrow.
I think so.
Like, why are you at a wedding? You should be at the club, not at the wedding. Like, it scares me till tomorrow. But I mean, Nigerians like to party, and they try to make parties even better every single time with more ideas and stuff. So
And
yeah,
when he's coming in, now like give you creepy soundtrack.
yeah, creepy
And amazing,
soundtrack.
like-
There are girls with bottles. Well. When I was growing up, the only places you find mascots are at birthday parties for children. You
And they
have
still
the
scared
Barney.
us too.
Oh, you're scared of that?
Yes.
Oh wow.
I was.
You have the Barney. You have Mickey Mouse. All those kind of mascots and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's much can take on the national holiday today, right here on Go 103.5 FM. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the health and wellness segment right here on the show. I'll leave it in the hands of Harry Styles. This one says, "As It Was." Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. That was As It Was by Harry Styles. Time check is 28 minutes past the hour of 8. And right now, we're moving straight to another exciting segment of the Morning Bus Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, and that is the Health and Wellness segment. Like you already know, we love to ensure that we keep you informed about your health and how to stay healthy and strong every single day. And today, Sharon has something very special for us this morning. So, Sharon, let's have it.
Today's health and wellness. Excuse me. Today's health and wellness. We're talking about anemia, understanding it and how to prevent it. Anemia is a medical condition that occurs when the body does not have enough healthy red blood cells or hemoglobin to carry adequate oxygen to tissues and organs. So hemoglobin is a particular substance in the red blood cells that helps you carry oxygen around your entire body. So it is very, very important. And when there is less of it, you become anemic. You're said to be anemic. Hemoglobin is an iron containing protein. That's why they will tell you to take more iron so that you can help enrich your red blood cells and is responsible for transporting oxygen. When hemoglobin levels are low, the body receives less oxygen than it needs, leading to fatigue and other health problems. Anemia can result from several factors, including iron deficiency, the most common cause of anemia worldwide. It occurs when the body lacks enough iron to produce hemoglobin. Vitamin deficiencies like lack of vitamin B12 or folate can impair red blood cell production. So there are different types of anemia here. Well, that's advanced, but there are different types of anemia, and these different types of anemia are caused by these factors I'm mentioning. There's also blood loss, which is the conventional one: heavy menstrual bleeding, childbirth, surgery, injuries, or internal bleeding can lead to anemia. You see, yes, the ones that you feel like you just bleed light or medium. There are some ladies that this is a lady that my mom knows. My mom said that if mine continues like this, we actually have to go to the hospital. And she was not like there's somebody that was anemic because of this. She landed in the hospital because her flow was too heavy and there
Mm.
was not enough iron to replace the heavy blood she had lost. Also, one of the factors that can lead to anemia is chronic diseases. Conditions such as kidney disease, cancer, and certain infections can affect red blood cell production. Also, there are inherited disorders that could cause this. Conditions like sickle cell disease and tarsal, sorry, I can't pronounce this well, thalassemia can cause anemia. Now, sickle cell disease is the one that's prevalent in Nigeria. Nigeria is known to be one of the countries that has like a huge number of patients, sickle cell patients.
What a record.
Now, sickle cell disease, you know how our normal red blood cells, they have this concave shape. Have this it's like a disc,
Mm.
but like a hollow disc. So inside the disc, there's hemoglobin inside. Now, in a sickle cell patient, the person's red blood cell, if the ones are found, if you've seen a sickle before, it's like C-shaped, it's curved
Mm.
instead of the biconcave. And as it's curved, hemoglobin cannot reside there. There's not going to be enough hemoglobin inside there, and oxygen cannot be transported through these red blood cells, these particular sickled red blood cells, and it becomes a problem. Now we have, we talked about genotype one time like that.
Yeah.
There's AA, there's AS, there's SS. AAs are known as the normal ones, the ones that don't have sickle cell traits. AS are known as the carriers, the ones that have the sickle cell traits in them. So an AS patient has some few sickled red blood cells, but in SS there are more than the AS. Now, this particular sickled red blood cells, like I said before, cannot carry adequate oxygen around the body, and that's what another form of anemia. Now, common symptoms of anemia include persistent tiredness and weakness. There's this thing that they keep doing online. They're like people with iron deficiency, the way they
Mm.
behave us like that. And I'm like, you guys are taking this thing like cruise. It's now looking like it's a joke. It's funny. But there's people that are actually really suffering from this. Like, when you stand up very fast and your head you
Yes.
start getting dizzy.
Yeah.
That's one of it. Also, lightheadedness, like I said, pale skin, lips or nail beds, shortness of breath, rapid or irregular heartbeat, headaches, difficulty concentrating, cold hands and feet. I'm one of the people one of the people that have iron deficiency to an extent because of the fact that I barely I barely eat food. Like I eat food, yeah, but I barely eat like large quantities of food. Fine,
Mm.
fine.
Okay. Oh.
Fine, you see me? Do I eat food like
Did I
food?
say anything? Please, though.
You can bear
It's
me witness.
okay. Oh.
So most of the times when I want to stand up from my bed, I have to calm down before I stand up because if I stand up the wrong way, I'm falling back to the bed. I have occasional headaches, and I literally try to like balance up my iron, but at some point in time it gets overwhelming. But I've not felt any form of dizziness recently. But these are the common symptoms of anemia and iron deficiency. Who is most at risk of this anemic condition? Anemia can affect anyone, but it is more common among pregnant women, infants and young children, adolescent girls, women with heavy menstrual periods, people with poor diets, excuse me, individuals with chronic illnesses, frequent blood donors who do not maintain adequate iron intake. Now, how to prevent anemia includes eating iron rich foods like liver and lean red meat, fish and poultry, beans and lentils, dark green leafy vegetables, fortified cereals. By the cereals, I'm not talking of the packaged ones that we eat in the morning with milk. Cereals include rice. Those are part of the cereals I'm talking about. And most of the time, brown rice is more rich in iron than your normal polished rice. So my aunt would, when she's going to the market, there's a place that they sell brown rice, and she
Mm.
would want to cook that one instead, cook it for herself to eat while she give us the polished rice to eat. But brown rice is more iron rich than your polished rice. Polished rice, I feel like that thing doesn't have nutrients inside anymore because of it has gone through rigorous process. And then when you now boil it, it's just there. It's just adding calories to your diet. Pumpkin seeds also are rich in iron, and nuts also increase your vitamin C intake. Vitamin C helps the body absorb iron more efficiently, and the good sources of vitamin C include oranges, lemons, pineapples, tomatoes, guavas, bell peppers. Also consume adequate folate and vitamin B12. Foods rich in these nutrients include eggs, milk and dietary products, fish, meat, green vegetables, legumes. Also seek medical attention early if you're experiencing any symptoms of anemia. You should visit a healthcare facility immediately for proper diagnosis and treatment, because anemia is not something that should be joked with. Self medication may not address the underlying cause. You may treat the symptoms, but not the disease particularly. So, as much as possible, go for proper checkups. Attend routine health checkups. Do normal routine blood tests that can detect anemia early, like your PCV test, your ESR. PCV is packed cell volume, that will measure the level of blood in your system. ESR would measure the level of platelets, and basically there are routine blood tests that will help you check how anemic you are, or whether you are anemic or not. Now, anemia can reduce productivity, affect learning and concentration, weaken immunity, and increase the risk of complications during pregnancy. However, most cases can be prevented and treated through proper nutrition, regular medical checkups, and prompt treatment of underlying conditions. Anemia is not just feeling tired. It is a condition that can significantly affect health and quality of life. By eating a balanced diet rich in iron and vitamins, recognizing the symptoms early, and seeking medical care when necessary, anemia can be prevented and effectively managed. So, as much as possible, please make sure that iron is in your diet so as to not be anemic. As people that have it in excess, you can easily donate it out to people that actually need it, to the sickle cell patients that actually need it to balance the level of blood in their system. So, as much as possible, we need to combat anemia as a whole. Eat a balanced diet for your own wellness. You don't have to wait till you go for medical checkup and then you see that you are anemic before you start taking balanced diets.
Yeah.
So you start putting iron in your diet, taking a very balanced diet. Start now. Put more of foods that are rich in iron in your diet. I mentioned eggs, I mentioned milk, I mentioned nuts, I mentioned some vitamin C rich products that actually vitamin C rich fruits and vegetables that could help you on iron absorption. So as much as possible, impute iron in your diet to avoid you going to the hospital for something you would have avoided from the onset. That's it for the health awareness segment of the Morning Bus Show today.
All right, thank you very much for that one. You've heard it on how to avoid avoid anemia. So ensure that you stick to the advice that Sharon has dished out. Anyway, we're going back to the music now. When we come back, we're moving straight to another exciting segment of the show, which is the people and culture segment. I'll leave you in the hands of King Maddie. This one says Goosebumps. Stay very close to your radio sets. We'll be back before you know it. that short music break. Time check is 42 minutes past the hour of 8, and it's still the morning bus show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the people and culture segment. In this segment of the show, we learn about people, culture, traditions across Africa. And Sharon has something very special for us today. So, Sharon, let's have it.
Okay, today we're highlighting one important person in Nigerian politics and independence, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Baliwa. He's one very fascinating person that we barely talk about. We just know him as the first prime minister of Nigeria after Nigeria gained independence. We don't know him as like he's more, and then also he's on the 5 naira note. But he was
No,
also
no,
known
no
as
wonder we are not talking about him now. Five
Thompson,
naira note,
stop
care.
it.
you have 200 naira notes.
Stop
Have you talked about
it.
the Ahmad Bello?
Thompson,
Yeah, we used to
stop
talk
it.
about because you use it. I pay. How much is a drop now? It's not 200. Guys, even Maggie's. No, now how am I even going far? What can you just buy?
Can't buy
That's the
anything with
problem.
5 naira. Thompson,
And you
rest.
want us to talk about? Okay,
Oh
continue.
God, rest.
Okay.
Okay, so Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was a Nigerian statesman and the first and only prime minister of Nigeria. He played a pivotal role in Nigeria's struggle for independence and helped lay the foundation for the country's democratic governance. And he was known as the golden voice of Africa. I'm going to play one of his speeches for you.
Okay.
Make our position plain beyond any matter of doubt as regards the African continent. We in Nigeria appreciate the advantages which the size of our country and of its population give us, but we have absolutely no aggressive intentions. We shall never impose ourselves upon any other country and shall treat every African territory, big or small, as our equal, because we honestly feel that it is only on that basis of equality that peace can be maintained in our continent.
Okay, that was one.
He sounds almost
of his-
British.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds
Almost
almost British.
British.
That was one of his speeches. He spoke so eloquently and calmly. Actually, and when I heard his voice, I was actually fascinated because people from the north are known to have one kind of accent, and
He
then
still does,
Yeah, he still
but,
has it, but
mm,
has been sweet,
It's refined.
and polished. Anyways, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was born in December 1912 in the town of Tafawa Balewa in present-day Bauchi State, Nigeria. He attended Bauchi Provincial School and later studied at the prestigious Katina College. He also went abroad and studied in a university in London. He subsequently trained as a teacher and worked in the education sector before entering politics. Balewa became actively involved in politics during the colonial era. He was a founding member of the Northern People's Congress, one of the major political parties that led Nigeria towards independence. He represented Northern Nigeria in legislative councils and participated in constitutional conferences that shaped the future of the country. His calm demeanor, diplomatic skills, and commitment to national unity earned him widespread respect. On October the 1st, 1960, when Nigeria gained independence from Britain, Tafawa Balewa became the country's first prime minister. He continued in office after Nigeria became a republic in 1963. As a prime minister, he focused on promoting national unity among Nigeria's diverse ethnic groups. I mean, you heard it in the speech that I just played now. He also focused on strengthening democratic institutions, expanding education and economic development, building strong diplomatic relations with other African and Commonwealth nations. Balewa was highly respected internationally. He supported African liberation movements and advocated for cooperation among newly independent African states. Nigeria, under his leadership, played an active role in the United Nations and Commonwealth of Nations. On January the 15th, 1966, Nigeria experienced its first military coup. During the coup, Tafawa Balewa was abducted and later killed. He said there are a lot of mysteries regarding his abduction and his death. When he was abducted, no formal statement was made. For days, Nigeria was in in total disarray because they were confused. And he was later found dead after like a few days. And there was no proper investigation on who actually did this. Now, his death marked the end of Nigeria's first republic and ushered in a long period of military involvement in Nigerian politics. That is when political instability started proper. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa is remembered as one of Nigeria's foremost nationalists and founding fathers. His commitment to unity, democracy, and peaceful leadership continues to inspire many Nigerians. In his honor, the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University was named after him. His portrait has appeared on the Nigerian currency, even though it's not in use anymore. It's a 5 naira note. He had a square named after him in Lagos,
Yeah.
Tafawa Balewa Square. It's a very, very large place. And also the front of it, you would see two horses. The horses representing the horses on the Nigeria's coat of arm, and also, if I can remember properly, an eagle is also there to represent the Nigeria coat of arms. So that's the TBS Tafawa Balewa Square. He is celebrated as a symbol of patriotism, integrity, and national service. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa remains one of the most significant figures in Nigerian history. As the nation's first prime minister, he guided Nigeria through independence and worked tirelessly to foster unity among its diverse people. His contributions to nation building and diplomacy continue to be remembered decades after his death. Sir Tafawa Balewa was one of our prominent leaders that actually brought Nigeria through unity. That was when democracy was prevalent then. That democracy was respected. Now is that it's demon crazy, according to a particular.
Indeed.
Not now that it's like it's something that we don't even understand. But he was one of the people that pushed for unity amongst diverse ethnic groups. Because as Nigeria, before Nigeria was coined, we had a lot of diverse ethnic groups. Before Nigeria was made Nigeria, we had a lot of diverse ethnic groups. And because of the fact that we are so diverse, and there are a lot of ethnic groups that we may not even know about, there's some that possibly remote in Nigeria. We have a lot of diverse ethnic groups. We cannot possibly live in a state of chaos, a state of peril. The whole nation will fall to its knees. So he promoted unity. And that unity is what we should be able to replicate even now that things have been, done to make us turn against each other.
Yeah.
Should promote diverse unity. His story actually inspires people to be more to foster more unity and be honest to, and also live an eloquent and arranged life. That's what, now that we are seeing things that we don't even understand. Now that we are seeing politicians doing different things that do not favor the masses. It's still a call to leaders to emulate our founding fathers. In the last our former national anthem said the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Please do not let it be in vain. These men labored and they fought for our freedom. And I'm not sure they will be I'm sure they will be crying.
It's freedom.
I'm sure they'll be crying where they are, seeing that the Nigeria they fought for is the Nigeria that is like this. Men are no longer tolerating each other and now turning against each other. Leaders are supposed to be for their people and now for themselves instead. So let us not let the labor of our heroes past be in vain.
Yeah.
That's it for the people and culture segment. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the show.
All right. Thank you very much, Sharon, for that one. That's so much you can take on the people and culture segments. Today on the Morning Bus Show, we're going back to the music. After that, by 9 a.m., the news flash comes up. Right after the news flash, we'll come back to continue the show. I'll leave you in the hands of Jay Wills. This one says medicine. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you. Unicorn Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. Top of the morning to you, Calabar. Welcome to the News Flash on Unicorn Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. My name is Vine Henshaw. Here are the top headlines of the hour. Starting from the home scene, Unicorn hosts Conservation Symposium highlights emerging career pathways for young professionals. On the state news, Cross River State government reschedules NDA screening test to June 20th. On the national scene, FG moves to end open gazing, identifies 470 gazetted reserves. Away from Nigeria, PM sends Burnham and Labour warning over leadership contest. In the world of entertainment and lifestyle, Brymo tells Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido to leave pop scene for younger artists. Lastly, in sport, Jordan scores first ever World Cup goal, but Austria cruised to 3-1. Details of all these and more coming up by 1 p.m. If you have news reports from your area, hostels, departments, and faculties, please call our news hotline on 0809 4444 058. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are Unicorn Radio International. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unicorn Radio. Please do away with any form of discrimination and nepotism as we strive to build a united nation. And always remember, as Malabites, Malabarses, and Cross-Riverians, we are known for reasonable action. I am Vine Henshaw. Stay tuned and keep it locked right here on Unicorn Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. The Morning Boss Show continues shortly. Stay very close to your radio set. Good morning. Before the headlines hit, we are already there. From the heart of the city to the corners of your community. From local reports to national updates, we dig deep to bring you the real stories behind every headline. This is your trusted source for credible stories, current happenings, and balanced reporting. Stay tuned. The truth is just one bulletin away. Only on Unicorn Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria.
Unicorn 103.5 FM, bringing to you entertainment, infotainment, and edutainment all round the clock with profound, trusted, and reliable hosts. Stay posted by tuning on to your radio 103.5 our website at yrka.org/Unicorn Radio. Unicorn Radio, education beyond barriers.
The best radio station in the world.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unicorn Radio International, 103.5 FM.
5 minutes past the hour of 9. Welcome back. That was American Love by King Madi. It's still the Morning Bus Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Remember, it's still your favorite voices live on radio. Vine Henshaw, that's myself. We also have Sharon and Obi Thompson. Right now, we're moving straight to the top story segment, and we love to start with the university community. Now, we have a very interesting memo here. It says, we did not authorize 5,000 naira charge for NEL fund refund processing, Unical management. The attention of the management of the University of Calabar, Unical, has been drawn to news circulating online alleging that the university is charging 5,000 naira to apply for NEL fund refund for students who had already paid fees. The university management wishes to state categorically that it did not authorize any such charge of 5,000 naira for NEL fund refund processing. According to the university, any person or group demanding or collecting money from students under the guise is doing so at his or her own risk. Management further warns that appropriate sanctions will be meted out to any staff or agent found engaging in such unauthorized collection, stressing that the university will not tolerate extortion or exploitation of students under any circumstance. For clarity, the university management disclosed that the process of collecting the names of students who are eligible for NEL fund refund is currently ongoing. Students, according to the university management, will receive their refunds once the collation and verification exercise is concluded, adding that no payment is required no payment is required from any students to be captured for the refund. The university restated its commitment to the welfare and well-being of its students, saying it will continue to ensure transparency, accountability, and fairness in all processes that affect them. Students and the public are therefore advised to disregard the misleading report and to report any case of extortion to the university management through the appropriate channels. This is from the Public Relations Unit, University of Calabar, Calabar. What do we make out of this?
So first of all, I love the fact that when things happen in the school, students just feel like it doesn't concern them. No, it concerns you, right? So if reports like this go on, we want to see students react and we want to see students sending messages to tell us, oh, this is it, or I paid or I did not pay, or they truly ask us or so person ask us. Even if you want to play anonymous, no problem. But just tell us this is this and this is that. But in as much as I know this administration, so well, I am certain that the Vice Chancellor will never authorize anyone to charge the students for any refund, because doing so wouldn't even make sense. Even hearing such thing, it wouldn't even make sense. So I'm sure the university management will never, ask students to pay for them to have refunds of their respective monies. Okay, but on the other hand, again, are there staff in the school who do this kind of thing without the approval, express approval of the management? Then this is so wrong. Like the management have said that any staff caught in this kind of act would severely be dealt with. And so for me, I don't think that person should only be severely be dealt with, but should be sent out of the school, because these are bad eggs that if we continue to accommodate them within the university system, it's going to rusticate this. It's just like saying somebody is alive, but deep down your systems are decaying. Your body is decaying, all of that. So I think it's quite important for such staff to be sent out of the school. Knowing very well that we have millions of people who are already, on the queue, to get jobs around. So I think for you out there, if you're a student, if you know very well, you're very certain that you have paid or you were asked to pay, and there are evidence to prove that, yes, you were asked to pay and you've made a transfer whatsoever, go back to your bank and let us get the details of this. And we must, get to the detail of this, trusting the fact that the management will never for a second condone all of this or hide all of this under carpet. And whoever is caught, I wouldn't also want the management to hit that kind of person, irrespective of how highly placed the person should be. But for certainty, I know this current administration will never want to take charges for any refunds of students to be made.
But it's sad to know that at the end of the day, right, the people that are demanding for these charges from the students are probably
Mm.
members of the University of Calabar, and we are aware that the NEL Fund, first of all, is a loan. It simply means that these students are unable to pay their fees, but for some reason, right, we have people that are taking pleasure in extorting from students, and it's a surprise to know that they've extorted from a lot of people and they've made a lot of money from it. What you said is very true. If they've made any transaction, they should come out with the receipts. But at the end of the day, sometimes the account that they'll tell you to send the money to is not an account that
That
can
can
be
be
traced to
verifiable or
them.
traced, yeah,
That's
to them.
just the sad part. But it's very sad that you want to extort from students. These are young people who are just trying to get education.
And to also add to that, I think the university should bring up a system where if you go to a particular faculty or department to make any payment, there should be a documentation of those things. Let's say, for instance, you're asked to pay for a particular charge at 1,000, and then when they want to give you receipts, they're going to give you receipts of 200 naira and 100. It doesn't make any sense. It's not adding up. So I think things like this should be reported. Why are you charging me 1,000 and why am I seeing 100 naira in my receipt? So all of these things are extortion, per se. So I think faculties and departments should desist, from doing such thing. If you know your charges or the official charge of a particular, services is 100 naira, that should be the money each student should have to pay. If there are any other reason or circumstances why you're adding much fund to that, there should be explanation to that. There should also be another document detailing how 900 naira was subcharged again against 100 naira service charges and all of that for receipts. So please, I think this should go a long way. How do they call it? Servicom, the school EFCC team, the school ICPC team, and all of that. The Dean of Student Affairs should put up a task force in ensuring that its students are not distorted in this way and manner, because these are sometimes reasons why a lot of students get depressed, especially students who are doing final year clearance. For crying out loud, during your year one, you did clearance that officially recognized you as a student in the university. And during your final year, it seems to you that you're starting all over again. Like you just see some students tell you, I'm doing my clearance, it's so stressful, I have to pay this, I have to. No, it shouldn't be. It should just be, okay, what you did in year one, let's see the evidence that, okay, you paid all of this in year one, in year two, you did this. Just bring your evidence and off you go. And that's just very simple for me. So rather than starting all over again, it's not, oh, you didn't have this, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, or oh, the money have increased. What we're charging 1,000 before, after 4 years of your school, and you want to come and do your clearance, it is now 10,000, it is now 20,000. No, it doesn't make any sense and it's not adding up. So I think here it's a call to students. If you know you have been extorted this way, if you know you have evidence of payment, and if you know you have a receipt that was issued to you in regards to these payments, please do well to get back to us, and trust me, well, if you want to be anonymous, we assure you that, but we're going to make sure you have a refund of this money. But for sincerity and for surety, I know that the management will never authorize such
I feel like
payments.
I feel like not just students. The management should also monitor this more, because you could send a memo that you did not authorize this, but some people could be doing it behind the scenes, and so there should be proper monitoring on this particular procedure to avoid backlashes and the fact that, oh, this thing is happening and there was a memo sent, because this will be happening behind the scenes in the school and they do not know about it. So as much as students need to also be alert and also ask questions and verify some things, the management should also monitor these things, because this is it's extortion. It's if this is still being done, it's extortion and should not be encouraged in our university space, because you want growth, and this will not be something that will aid the growth of our university space. Yes.
All right, moving on. We have 14-year-old man bags life imprisonment for raping 11-year-old in Cross River.
Oh Lord.
Here we go again.
Okay.
Family Court 2, presided over by Honorable Justice Blessing Agu, has convicted 41-year-old man Endurance Ime Sandy to life imprisonment. Now, you see Justice Blessing Agu, I think she at this point she's tired of rape cases because we've read 3 different rape cases in the first half of the year, and she
She's the
presided
one that
over
decided.
all of it. And it now goes further to say the convict bagged rather the sentence after found guilty of raping an 11-year-old child, name withheld for privacy purpose. Known as a no nonsense for rape, lovely, Justice Blessing Egu, in her ruling on Tuesday, June 16, 2026, found the convicts guilty of all the charges preferred against him. Expressing appreciation for the judgment, Basic Rights Council Initiative (BRCI), a non-governmental organization fighting child abuse and gender-based violence, lauded the court for its good ruling. BRCI said the judgment will serve as deterrent to perpetrators of rape in the state. The organization extended her appreciation to the Nigerian Army, 13th Brigade Calabar, the Nigerian Police Force Cross River State Command, the Honorable Attorney General of Cross River State, Etubum Edidem Ani, and the staff and the volunteers of the Basic Rights Council Initiative for the invaluable support they provided to the investigators and the child throughout the course of the case. They also applauded Okoy Wukam Esquire and Mrs. Linda Asukwo, both from the Cross River State Ministry of Justice, for their roles for the success of the prosecution. We also extend our gratitude to the Cross River State government for its unwavering commitment to protecting children and ensuring their safety. Now, like this memo read, Justice Blessing Egu is a no nonsense person when it comes to rape.
Revision,
She
yeah.
has done, I think she has presided over 4 rape cases in just the first half of 2026.
Okay.
And that goes to show you that there's a growing pandemic in town and we need to be very vigilant. Rape is becoming the order of the day, and that is something that we do not want in our society because it makes the society unsafe for children. It makes the society unsafe for every single person that lives in it, because we cannot keep talking about I have lost count of the number of times we've spoken about rape cases in Cross River State, and I like it that the government of the day is very, very particular about prosecuting those found guilty. We've spoken about over 4, so far so good, and I am deeply impressed with the justice system in that aspect, because every single time that that case is being brought up, there's always justice at the end of the day. In as much as I just feel like life imprisonment safe is not even enough for this like why would you rape an 11-year-old child? Why?
We need to take this set of videos and
It's very pathetic because an 11-year-old is it's not even close to puberty. Well, maybe, just maybe, the person is just starting to experience puberty, and you thought that as a 41-year-old man, that's something that you want to do, to sexually exploit an 11-year-old? Really?
I think at this point in time, cultural organizations, because if you do not belong to culture, you should belong to a religious affiliation or an institution. Like let's say, for instance, the University of Calabar could undergo a compulsory brain test to all its staff. First of all, there's a trending video of a lecturer and a 300 level student somewhere, but certainly not in Unicard.
The one in the lab?
Yeah.
Is it that one?
I don't know whether that happens but this was in the girls' room anyway,
Okay.
and then all of that. Yeah. So I think lecturers should undergo compulsory brain test. Whether it's brain test, they call it a psychological test and all of that. At most every 6 months, twice a year. Do you understand? And then religious bodies, every church should do that. The same thing to its members. Okay, so they should do routine mental checks. And then compulsorily, you must submit your mental, test result before you can contest as a councillor, as a local government chairman, as a governor, and as a president. You must undergo both drugs, everything. You must have to undergo this test, and we must have to see it. Now, don't forget, even President Donald Trump just went for a comprehensive health check, and the result was all over. The result was all over. So I don't know why we, on the other hand, cannot be practicing what seemed right in in other nations. It's only those tough, bad things that we know we're practicing and all of that. But there again, I think, and also in a community leaders should also undergo all of this. Now, this one way will help us to know who is normal at some point in time and who is derailing. Who is that person who is gradually leaving the touch line? And you get it. And to that, bat and omen. And on the other hand, our security authorities should do us more favor by first of all ensuring that those persons who are engaging themselves in illicit activities, cruel activities, drugs related activities, should not be allowed to be part of the society. At most, this person should be confined, and checked. Do you understand? So depression can also cause people to, well, I wouldn't
Come
even
again.
buy any excuse for anyone doing all of these.
Better.
So it's good that at this point in time in Cross River State, if you find yourself, if you're caught in this kind of act, well, you have to face the consequences squarely.
Well, I also like the fact that these cases are brought to book.
Okay.
There are a lot. Statistics have read a lot. Like I read the fact that, for instance, the State Ministry of Women Affairs reported 586 gender-based violence cases between January and October, and another reporting period saw 800 total cases across River State alone. I like the fact that they are brought to book, and if we keep convicting these individuals that are perpetrating this very vile act, some people will be able to look and see that this thing that they're doing will lead them to their own peril. But until they give death sentence to these people before they
Or probably
realize that,
castrate them.
or before they realize that there's some cultures that castrate. Before they realize that these things are not things. How will you look at a small girl and see the person as sexually attractive? It's something that
It bothers me all the
I can't
time.
even get into my head properly. So as much as possible, if you see something, you see that a girl is being touched in a certain way, you're not comfortable with this girl, this male individual is relating with this female. Even flipping the switch too. There's some ladies that sexually harass young girls.
Yeah.
And so if you see anything that that doesn't sit well with you, because we are so close to each other that there's some things that will just wave off automatically. Meanwhile, there are things that could be starting points to something that you want to avoid. So as much as possible, we need to be vigilant also, and do not let some things slide no matter what happens. Do not let some things slide, but we want to stop reporting these cases. And we also want these cases to be brought to book as much as possible, to send a message to the people that their mental health is dwindling, that this thing you are doing is going to lead you to your own peril. And we need to actually, this cases actually ache me because of the ages of these girls. It ache me before you know, like we had 15, we had 14.
Now it's
Now
11.
we're 11.
It's more like it's just going down.
Why?
I've heard of a case where somebody sexually assaulted a baby.
Yeah.
Yes, it happens. It's crazy. It's disturbing, but that's the reality of things. And I like that these people are being brought to book every single day, and justice is being served. That's the only thing that gladdens my heart at the end of the day. And I give Justice Ego her flowers. Take your flowers, Justice blessing. You do an amazing job. Anyway, moving on, we have a press release. So Thompson, this press release, you have to calm down first. Like, let me finish reading before you attack. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Now, the government of Cross River State.
When I read it,
oh God,
when I read that press release,
see what I'm saying.
I knew that my name was supposed to be spelled. Okay, let me hold it.
The government
Continue.
of Cross River State, Nigeria, Office of the Chief Press Secretary and Special Advisor, Media and Publicity to the Governor, Cross River State. Now, corrigendum, the government of Cross River State wishes to issue a clarification regarding certain entries contained in the list of appointments recently approved by His Excellency Senator Prince Bassey II, Governor of Cross River State. Contrary to the published list, the name Prince Dan Ona was inadvertently included and was not the intended beneficiary of the appointment. The correct appointee is Mr. Dennis Wogo Otuji. Furthermore, Dr. Efa Okban is hereby redesignated as Director General, Cross River State Drug Management Agency, and not Director General, AIDS Control, as previously announced. Similarly, Mrs. Ubo Ikmeyong Nsa was erroneously designated as Special Advisor Coordination. Her correct designation is Special Advisor Immigration Matters. The government regrets this mix-ups and inconvenience that they may have occurred. Signed by Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Linus Obogo. What do we make out of this?
Okay. I knew my name was supposed to be captured, but I don't know how. I told you guys that it's either the pen did not write well, or they use pencil. Please, next time use ink. Use ink. My name was supposed to be in that place. That's just my concern. And then my portfolio was supposed to be SSSA, so that it will not be easy for anybody to erase it or make corrections. You see why sometimes we are so concerned about what government do, what what priorities do the government actually have in terms of leadership, governance, and all of that? When do we spell out to say, hey, this is time for politics, this is time for leadership, this is time for governance? I don't think right from when this administration, from the presidency down to the list of local government councillors, that any one of them have actually or boldly say, look, I am looking at governance, except for governor of Abia State, who at all times, even when you get him interviewed, you see him speaking deliberately about the things he has done and the things they are doing and the things they want to do as a state. And you could see the achievements. It's not something they need to tell you, oh, we have done this, and you'll be asking for photos. No, you see reality. In fact, there is not even the government, press that's even putting that out. It is the same Nigerians and citizens of the states that are putting all of these things outside there. That's what it's supposed to be. We should be the one telling you. There's this particular function that the son of the president attended, and somebody boldly said, look, in fact, you are not the person to tell us that your father, the president of Nigeria, is doing well. So allow us to tell you that the president is doing well. But look, let me tell you with the whole of my heart. The person said, your father has failed Nigerians woefully. Do you understand? So if you see all of this, sometimes it's about speaking to those in government. When you tell the government, look, you've not done this, the government is supposed to sit back and recollect and do the right thing. So here we have people who have gone to celebrate already, did Thanksgiving and then celebrated their appointment. And today you're telling them, Mba, you're not the one we're supposed to. Now it's just like saying, oh, you're there and then you receive a 2 million naira in your account, mistakenly transferred to your account. And you begin to celebrate. For some persons anyway, they'll begin to celebrate, and before you know it, bank will just go and freeze your account and tell you, bring your document to come and show that you're the one. And when you come, they say, oh, sorry, it was an error. Because of just one dot, you can be denied. Just like NYSC, if you have one dot, they will deny you going for service simply because you have a dot in your certificate, you don't have a dot in your name, and all of that. So those discrepancies are things that the government have corrected and say, Oga, we are sorry, this appointment was not for you. So you have to go and cry your cry and try another time and see if you and our names could fall on
now
the good.
let's bring it back home.
Okay.
Right? Now, as the chief press secretary, because that appointment list was signed by the first appointment list was signed by the chief press secretary.
Okay.
Now, do you believe that there's a level of accountability that should be taken? Because before you put your signature on something, you have to read
And
thoroughly,
proofread.
not just read, but
And
read
proofread.
thoroughly before you sign. As a government official, your signature is very, very important. So are you telling me that as a chief press secretary, he just signed the list without reading through it or something?
No.
Because it's fishy.
He has read through. What if, on the other hand, somebody more bigger than him? These days we have bigger people now. You see, SA, SSA. So you as an SA or PA,
Mind
and then
you,
somebody, an
this is not
SA
the first
call
time it's
you.
happening.
Yeah, an
This is
SA
not the
call
first time
you
it's
and tell
happening.
you, no, remove this name, put this name. And now an SSA now call you and say, no, remove this name, put this name. And then while you're doing that, you come and have the commissioner call and say, no, put this other name. And while you're doing that, the chief of staff called you and say, why did you put this name? This is not the name we want in that place. Go and put this name. Do you understand?
Regardless
So
of
what
that,
does
right,
that tells
shouldn't there be
us?
like a finalized list before it's being signed and published? Because it's posing incompetence on the path of government of the government. Because what do you mean you signed a document and do not read through it? How am I supposed to trust you with any other thing? Because if you did not read thoroughly, it's trust. Because
if this thing can happen, like a mistake can happen, you signed it the first time, and the mistake happened, you signed it the second time. How are you sure that you never wake up in the
This
when
this
you
is
get
same
why
thing happened in 2025.
this is why a lot of persons are saying that our voting slip should come with the people picture, because if you have too many names, it's just there. Yeah, we have a little kind of differences in name, but over there in the northern part of the country, you can see 10 people bearing the same name. So when it's like this, all the
It's
10 persons
possible
will come.
to
Yeah,
make
for
such
for
mistakes.
so so when there are pictures attached to this, you could say, okay, is this one?
But
So no,
Thompson,
it's not this one.
this is not a name mistake, right? It's not like saying, okay, it was supposed to be joy, and it was supposed to be joyous, and we spelled joy. Is a different person. How you're telling me that
replacing
Prince
people.
Dan Ona has been replaced with Mr. Dennis Otuji? Like it's somehow.
It's giving
Well,
bullshit.
if I be the
it's not a
one,
good reputation for the
if I
government
be
press.
the one, I would think if my lawyer have ever won a case and then take that up and then pay for compensation and pay for because at this point in time this guy will be traumatized after putting on social media that he's been appointed and all of that. So well, I wish them the very best of battle out there, and then
That's
probably
all.
they'll look for another appointment and give to him. Maybe SA on
Imagine rejoicing that you've been appointed and boom, the
yeah,
very
and
next
boom,
day,
the next day
you
you're
see it's a
told that no,
mistake.
it's a mistake. No, that mistake will not hold. Or then
Now,
probably they'll give you another
it begs to
portfolio.
differ. It's the mistake from the person that typed it, or the mistake is from the people that was giving the appointment themselves.
It cannot be
Because
from the
it's
person. Like I
too-
said, it's not a spelling problem. It's not
Yeah.
a
No, like I'm saying, maybe the person mixed up names and typed one
mixed up
person's
name.
name.
How did the name
That's not-
Prince Dan Ona come in instead of Mr. Dennis? Where did
So
it
to
come
say,
in?
is the mistake from the people that, because you can scatter names and put instead of putting
Maybe the
one
person were
person's name,
told via
instead of
phone
putting
call.
Thompson's name as Commissioner of Education, you're putting my name
When you were not even in the
in
list
the list
at all,
entirely.
then there's a problem.
Something,
There's
there's
something.
something fishy
Even
going
okay, now
on
let's
here.
assume that this problem is from the person that typed it. When they brought it for the chief press secretary to sign on it, is it that he signed on it in a hurry, or he did not just want to read through it, he just signed on it? Because like I said, this is as a government official, your signature
And
is
the funny
very,
thing is-
very, very important.
And funny thing is, you're the one that will be
It carries
called
power.
first because you're the one that signed the document. It's not even the person that typed it that will be called first. You're the one that signed the document.
The document
and
has
should
your name
be-
on it.
Exactly, and your name, your name and signature is already on it. And we expect excellent governing, excellent governance, excellent service, excellent
Meticulous
exactly
governance.
meticulous governance, and excellent disbursement of information. Not the one that we just do anyhow and send it, we read it out, and then we now come in again to tell you that, oh, sorry, these people were not there are some people that are not supposed to be there. Let's replace with other people. It's something that we need to try to avoid. In
It
case
just
this is a mistake.
it makes
In case we assume it's a mistake.
makes the masses lose trust.
Well,
in a
but
way.
but
already
it's
losing-
good.
we
It's
already
good
lost
that
trust.
they even came out within couple of hours to correct that. If it has stayed up to a month and thereabouts, it would have been something else entirely, because the person must have gone through. And don't forget, a lot of this will happen during documentation, capturing, and all of that, because they are going to now go through that process of capturing and all of that. But we just hope this appointment doesn't look like
All these things need
some
to be
appointment
done-
we hear
all
that
these things need to
after
be
appointment,
done-
before you know it, your names are
The
blooded
thing is
off.
that we don't. I realize that we don't do things with excellence in mind. It's how we
Okay.
do things scatter. Like we just do anyhow, and then anything that happens, we now try and salvage the situation.
Maybe the appointments
way.
were done in a hurry. That's why.
It's not, which is not supposed to be. There's a due process that you're supposed to follow.
Which I believe.
You follow the due process so that you will avoid mistakes. Because
Mm.
I realized that when mistakes happen, we are not good at
Salvaging it.
the mistake. That's the thing. We're not good at it. We're not good at controlling it. And so you should make the process that these things, the process of these appointments, you should make it straightforward, seamless, excellent. let's rid ourselves of mediocrity in every space, right? Because if we're not excellent in choosing our appointments, in choosing the people that are supposed to advise our said leaders,
Mm.
how then will excellence come in governance?
Mm.
It's a question. Because you need to actually drop the mediocrity. If you have a press release, you signed it, it should be that we should be able to go back to that person and say this is what was said. Now if you are to go back to it now, you hear that okay, a mistake was made somewhere,
Mm.
and then so you have to now refer to the new list. That was, you now start replacing names again, which is something that we want to try to avoid,
Yeah.
misinformation and widespread of rumors that are not, that's not what we want. So as much as possible, excellence in the process and the procedures that we are doing will help us to avoid some mistakes and some problems,
Mm.
and also equally dragging.
Well, we are very sorry, Prince Dan Ona, but unfortunately, your
Sorry.
name has been
Sorry.
yanked off, and
Yes.
congratulations to Mr. Dennis Wogo Otuji. Congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's much can take on the top story segment. So going back to the music, when we come back, we're moving straight to the conversation of the day. I will leave you in the hands of Thames. This one says, "Me and you." Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. That break time check is 38 minutes past the hour of 9, and right now we're moving straight to the conversation of the day. I'm just going to read a memo from the Commissioner for Education. It says, Cross River Education sector records major gains under O2 administration. The Cross River State Commissioner for Education, Professor Stephen Adiode, has presented a 3-year scorecard highlighting significant achievements recorded in the state's education sector under Governor Basu Otu's administration. Speaking during a media briefing in Calabar, Professor Ode said the government has prioritized education through strategic investments, reforms, and infrastructure development aimed at improving learning outcomes across the state. According to the commissioner, Cross River successfully accessed and utilized over 17 billion naira in Universal Basic Education Commission (UBEC) intervention funds between 2023 and 2025, leading to the construction of 149 classroom blocks, rehabilitation of 50 others, installation of 30 school boreholes, and distribution of more than 23,000 pieces of school furniture. He disclosed that the state spent over 1.17 billion naira on WAEC registration fees for 43,694 indigenous students in public secondary schools between 2024 and 2026, helping to reduce financial burdens on families and increase examination participation. Professor Ode also reported improvement in academic performance, noting that the state's WAEC pass rate rose from 68.8% in 2023 to 72.1% in 2024, while Cross River ranked 4th nationwide in the 2024 NECO examination with a 76.05% success rate. In tertiary education, he highlighted the establishment of the University of Education and Entrepreneurship in Akampa, recruitment of 219 staff for the University of Cross River State, and an increase in the institution's monthly subvention from 220 million naira to 300 million naira. The commissioner further revealed that over 4.1 billion naira was approved under the World Bank supported Hope Education Program for the production and distribution of more than 209,000 textbooks and 23,000 teachers' guide for public primary schools. Other achievements listed include the promotion of over 12,000 education workers, digitalization of key examination processes, enactment of the Senior Secondary Education Board Law 2026, payment of students' bursaries, establishment of a federal technical college in Akansoko, and modernization of the state library into a digital research center. Professor Ode attributed the achievement to Governor Tu's commitments to educational development, describing education as the foundation of sustainable growth and prosperity in Cross River State. Now, the question we're asking this morning is very simple. From your assessment, do you think that the educational system in Cross River State has improved over the past 3 years? From your assessment, do you think that the educational system in Cross River State has improved over the past 3 years? Let us know this morning, 0809 4444058. I will take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. Do you think that the educational system in Cross River State has improved over the past 3 years? From your own assessment, from your own individual and day-to-day assessments, do you think that the educational system in Cross River State has improved over the past 3 years? Let us know, 0809 4444058. I'll take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. Let us know. Text messages, WhatsApp messages, we'll take it right here on the show. What do you guys think?
As much as there's progress, that's progress, little progress. In
Little
various sectors, there's progress.
Okay. Progress is progress regardless, little or small.
We thank God for progress. There still needs to be more done, widely done in our space. There still needs to be more done. But the fact that QTech students are still at home and they're supposed to be in school, there needs to be more progress. At the end of the day, these big issues will cover up the small ones.
Okay.
That we are putting in as progress at the end of the day. Because what we hear is that a whole state university is on strike at the moment. Those are the large problems that we hear and be like, these things are here. And to now be covering the main things that are already done. So we have to tackle the things of major priority and move down from there. But the progress is slow, but it's something. It is something, I must say, actually. But we still need to do more. We need to do way more in the educational space.
Now, recently I saw a video on social media where students of the Queen Margaret Secondary School had no seats in their classrooms. These children were literally sitting on the floor to receive, their lectures. And it made me feel very sad because this is a school located in Calabar. This is not in a remote village somewhere. This is Calabar, the state's capital.
State's capital.
And, we are seeing things like this. And Queen Margaret is such a reputable, secondary school. A lot of, really prominent people came out from Queen Margaret. It's a very popular school in Calabar. Imagine going there and seeing students sit on the floor. You see dilapidated structures, and sometimes it makes you ask the question. The government says this has been done, this has been done, that has been done, but in your day-to-day activities, you're not seeing these things in real life. It's bothersome because at the end of the day, if this has been done, there are things that I'm supposed to be seen, visibly seen. And I'm not just saying Pin Margaret. I don't want to name drop other schools that I have also seen that they don't look conducive for students. Now I must commend the government for the payments of the WAEC fee. That went a long way in reducing the burden of the financial burden on parents. I mean, paying the WAEC fee for over 43,000 students, that's a whole lot, and that's something that's very commendable. But the infrastructural development is also an important aspect. Students should be able to learn under really conducive environment. Like this memo said, that in between 2023 and 2025, over 149 classroom blocks have been constructed and 50 others have been rehabilitated.
Okay, so I think for me, particularly, I would love to come through this way. How many of our commissioners, how many of our SSAs, how many of our appointees, how many of them have their children in public institutions in the state? Now, let's go to the country. How many of our ministers, how many of our governors, how many of our appointees at the national level have their children attend public institutions in the country? Now, except we get it right that way, we can't get it right. So for me, I just believe in the reality of things. Rather than telling me this is happening, first of all, if you look at the school within R2 Runabout, let me take that school for instance, R2 Secondary School, for instance. If you go to that school, you ask yourself, is this an institution? Is this a place where children would definitely learn? No, it can't be. If you look at that particular place, trust me, right from the gates, from the entrance of that place, deep down, you could tell that, look, there's a big problem. Now, let's look at hygiene in these institutions we're talking about. If you go to most of our primary and secondary schools in the state, you wouldn't even see a place for you to ease yourself, not to talk about to use a restroom, say, oh, let me go and, pull down because I've eaten so much and all of that. Look, it is as terrible as that. So government at all levels will come to tell Nigerians or cross-Riverians or its citizens that, look, we have done this, we have done that, we have done, and these things transcend down to even, let's start from our departments. Most times you see departmental presidents, all they know is in WhatsApp groups, in their department or faculty WhatsApp group, is your dues. They are all about how much they are going to make. About the money. They're not talking about the services they really want to render and all the promises they made during campaign. So it's as sad as that. So if students will start now in the department level, and then you go to the faculty, and then the student union government, now, don't forget that we have the immediate past SUG president, right? Now, if you sit down and ask yourself, what is that thing that you could look around in the university and say, this was initiated by this government and achieved by this government? But you keep hearing, oh, we've done a lot, we've done that, we've done that. So where is the reality of things? So they take this same mantra, they take this same perception, they take these same policies, this same behavior down to the corridors of power outside in the government house, right? And then they keep making promises, and we are not seeing it in reality.
Well, at the end of the day, let me just quickly come in there. We should also have it in mind that this current administration is just 3 years in office, right? And
3 years. We are not talking about, for me particularly, it's not all about the number of years you're going to spend. Trust me, Buhari spent 8 good years, and the terrorism that he went to the street to campaign against is still thriving till today. 8 years have gone. Billions and trillions of US of dollars, have gone, had vanished. Do you understand? Millions of persons. Look at the former governor of Kogi State, for instance. Up till today, you're still battling with 550 million in US dollar. We're talking about in cash that he paid. Do you understand? And so now the court is, well, this is currently ongoing on in the court, but then these are issues we're talking about. A lot of governors, not to talk about past governors, how much these guys have milked this country. But up till today, look at the situation. It's not about how many years. We're talking about the monies involved.
Okay,
these monies are capable of changing the situation.
Let's take a few messages.
Okay.
This one says, "Good morning, everyone in the studio. My name is Basi from Akbabuyo. I don't think that the education system has improved as much as these government officials claim. Renovating buildings is important, but education is ultimately about learning outcomes. Many public schools still struggle with overcrowded classrooms, inadequate teaching materials, and poor student performance in national examinations. Infrastructure alone cannot solve these problems." Okay, we have another one from, okay, this is Messi from one says, "Good morning, my people. The government deserves credit for some investments, but the reality is that many parents still prefer private schools because they have lost confidence in the public education system. Teachers shortage, inconsistent supervision, poor maintenance of facilities, and declining academic standards continues to affect many government schools. If public schools were truly performing at the desired level, more families would be choosing them instead of spending heavily on private education." Just like what Thompson was asking, if there's any council or any chairman that has a child in a public institution, right? At the end of the day, right? If
they're not feeling the pains, they're not feeling the.
That's the thing. I always say this every time.
The grunt.
He talked about investment. That particular person talked about investment. Don't forget that in 2025, as at 2nd November, there was a Vanguard report that Cross River State target learning crisis with World Bank supported teacher reform drive, and you could hear how much this actually went in there. And up to today, we're still asking, what was the impact? How did it go? Where did the money go? How did you spend this money? Which of the facilities did you use to actually match? And somebody just sent a message from Akpabuyo. If you look at Akpabuyo, for instance,
that administration has gone.
No, 2025. It's
Okay,
just
2025.
this same administration. So if you look at Akpabuyo, Odukpani, Bakassi, and all of those, I keep asking, how do people in Netun, how do people in Bekwara, how do people in Obanliko, how do they survive? How is the nature of school? Because if it is here in the town, you're seeing all of this kind of thing. Man, I am doubting how the situation is going to look like in those interior communities where we still have government presence. But yet, during election, trust me, votes are going to come out from those same places. Votes are going to come out from all of those polling units. So how are we able to excavate votes from those particular places? And we cannot give them what they also rightly deserve. We talked about African Child Day, and we talked about water, clean hygiene and sanitations and all of that. So how many of these communities can boldly say, oh, this thing that we have is courtesy of the government of the day? Now we talked about local government autonomy. If these have taken effect in the past administration of Buhari, and this current administration also a step on it and say, look, we have to sustain it, knowing very well that he took it over from himself, according to the president, that he took over the past administration by himself, and now he's still the person. So if they have been able to sustain that, local government chairmen would have been capable enough to go to those communities and provide the necessities. But because up till today, it is not in effect. Why would the governor be buying cars for local government councillors or administrators? No, it shouldn't be. Do you understand? Let this be solely the responsibilities of the local government chairman, knowing very well that all of these guys are under him. So this is what we're talking about. This is why it will be difficult for you to hear that in a local government or in a state, the House of Assembly sit down to ask a governor a question. We've never had it anywhere where, if not for the calamity state of River State, of recent, where there was a tussle and all of that, which everyone just seemed to know that, oh, this is politically based kind of act. If not, we've not seen where councillors or the local government state or local government state House of Assembly sit down and question the governor about how much it's just the same thing we are seeing at the national level. If the national level cannot do it, is it even the councillors that will be able to do it, to sit down to question the the state governor? No. Look at the Senate. In your mandate we shall stand. The National Assembly, in your mandate we shall stand. So how then do we ask the president, how much have you been able to borrow right from 2023 till date? Where are the monies? Yeah, we keep borrowing. Today, as I speak to you, Nigeria is owing over 200 trillion. We're not talking about million here. We're not talking about 200 naira. We're talking about trillion. This is so much money. I keep saying, look, even if I'm not a fan of free monies, give us 1 billion and allow the rest. Everybody will be fine.
Okay,
Hello?
we have a message here. It says, Good
Okay.
morning, presenters. My name is Umar from Ham Street. I would say there is progress, but not enough to celebrate yet. New policies and reforms have been introduced, but many rural schools still struggle with inadequate facilities and teacher shortage. Improvement is happening, but the impact is not yet the impact is not yet uniform across the state. Now, people keep talking about teacher shortage. Remember a few weeks ago where we had an issue where teachers were saying that the salaries were not paid, and they're currently experiencing teacher shortage, that one teacher takes a huge number of subjects, and they are short staffed. And I think this is one thing that the government need to look into, employing more teachers, so that one teacher is not overworked. More teachers should be employed, so that this gap of shortage of teachers can be closed. At the end of the day, there's room for improvement. I believe that the government of the day sees the plight of the average cross-Siberian child, and is working towards ensuring that he or she has
We
good
hope to see more.
education.
We hope to see more though. Especially in our higher institutions also. We hope to definitely see more, because if you tell this to an average university student on strike at the moment, they would tell you nothing has been done.
Mm.
Nothing has been done. Why have these people's demands? Why haven't the demands been met? Why are we still at home? Do you understand? So we need to tackle the right places. We need to hit hard on the places that need impact more, and we hope to see more progress as time goes on.
All right, that's much you can take on the Morning Bot show today. It has been an amazing show, but before we go, let's have the quote of the day. Just a little something to take you through the day. Okay, so the quote of the day is very simple. It says, "Be the best version of yourself every single day. Ensure that you work towards becoming the best version of yourself. Ensure that you try as much as you can to keep working towards being the best version of yourself." Before we go, what are your last words, guys?
Always stay positive, no matter the state you're in. Always stay positive.
And don't forget to elevate your morning and fuel your success.
All right, that's much going to take today. We do this with you every weekdays from Mondays to Fridays from the hours of 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on Unico 103.5 FM. You can follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are Unico Radio International. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unico Radio. You can also follow me on social media. On Instagram, I am Vine_Henshaw. Vine is spelled VYNE_Henshaw. See you tomorrow, same time, same station. Ensure that you smile all through the day. I'll leave you in the hands of Davido and Faye. This one says, Kante. Good morning.